What's up, everybody? Hate the Game League back in here. Got Luke the Genshin Ninja sitting next to me. We're bringing it to you live. Luke,
Live.
what's up, my man?
Well, I think we all know what's up. My team is sunk and I disappeared for like fucking several days, just like my team. And I wanted to disappear because I was ashamed that my team was doing so poorly.
Your team is doing very poorly right now, but let me tell you something. You do have 2 wins, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and let's talk about that a little bit. 0 wins on your side of the board there. I looked at it the other day and I was like, wow, well, that could be Tom's team. You know? And
so, you got me at 0-4, and you got Mike, the mirror image, at 4-0.
yeah, I know.
So
he's new.
the new guy.
You know what I mean? Like a little, maybe he's just a little bit lucky with the newness, but his team looks pretty good. Obviously, the last 4 weeks, they've looked really good. So
No, but who's he beat? I mean, he beat me. Big deal.
big deal. Who else did he beat? Let's see who else he beat. Let's look up here and see if we can find Mike and see what his shenanigans look like.
I think he eked out one by like maybe 10 points.
The first 2 weeks weren't pretty for him, as far as I understand.
He beat Spencer by 16, which is respectable. Spencer's tough.
Spencer is tough, man.
He beat me by 11. The Slim Brady. Ooh, he put the hurt on your ass. I'm
Yeah,
surprised
no,
he
he
didn't get a
did,
name
man.
change.
Almost, man. Cooper Kupp and Tom Brady came back in and saved my butt, but
And then he beat Chris by about 6 points.
yeah.
Coming into week 5, he's got to be feeling pretty good.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think he's feeling great. Obviously, he's 4-0. And Barkley has actually he showed up. He showed up during my week, obviously, and then he showed up this last week. So maybe he's back.
Sure.
I think that's kind of what the consensus is for the most part. Who else do you think in the league is next up on the? I think Spencer's team's really
Spencer,
good.
jeez, man.
Spencer's team has consecutively scored a lot of points every week, even though he got beat a couple weeks. He still scored a lot of points.
Just unlucky, man. Collateral damage, unlucky.
True. It's just part of what happens, I guess. But I'm like I said, I've had the highest projection almost every week, and my team has shot the bed the last 2 weeks big time.
So I understand
confident.
that sentiment. I'm projected for 134 this week. I'm expecting about 105.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically what I'm doing too. I'm just tempering expectations, as they say, for my team. And now Calvin Ridley's not playing. Joe Mixon's probably not playing, which could be good for my team, actually. Meet those guys out. So maybe one of these other guys will show up. So let's see. Let's look at the standings here and see where we are. So Mike's at 1, Ferrari's at 2. Let's talk about Ferrari's team a little bit. The Miracle.
He just comes out of nowhere and somehow gets on the scoreboard. Sometimes I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, like, how many points has he scored so far? He's like, probably got the lowest total.
No, that's me.
That's you. Yeah, of course that's you. Oh, goodness, man.
He's got 508 points, which is about midway through the pack.
Gotcha, yeah. And he beat me last week off of nothing. But he had a decent score last week. He had like 130 points or something like that.
Nice.
Not bad. I guess we got the Fudge Packer up there, too, who did get rolled last week. Got a name change. Fudge Packer.
Pretty good.
Pretty good one. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, not Ferrari, but Cody's got a decent team as well. He's sitting at 3-1. He managed to put in Gainwell out of nowhere.
Yeah, we've been talking about him, the Goblin.
Who vultured a couple of scores, you know what I mean?
I think he laughs like a goblin when he comes in and steals Miles Sanders' points.
And he probably points them out.
Yeah,
for
come
sure.
in and get your points, Miles Sanders.
Well, we got some good matchups this week.
Yeah.
Stuff is starting to take shape. So, I'm looking for my first win against Josh this week. What do you think?
I think he's a pretty good candidate to try and steal on. That's what I think. His team's about like mine, just no touchdowns. Like the last 2 weeks, both of our teams have just had no touchdowns, and he didn't have any last week. And so maybe you can take advantage of him and get that first W, dude. I mean, everybody's probably doesn't want to play because they're like, he's going to win sometime. I just don't want it to be against me.
Yeah, so I put that on the group messages like, has anybody ever gone 0-5? And I don't think they have, unless it was Cody.
Yeah, unless it was Cody. I'm sure he's gone through 5 games in a row where he's lost. You know what I mean? But like not out the gate, 0-5, and things look bleak at that point. You only have so many games to catch up. You gotta get on there. I see you've made some moves in the waiver wire.
Sure.
You're doing everything you can to
Sure.
try and
To make something happen.
Make it, to turn things around for yourself. And I found like even the year I made the playoffs and I went 0-4, like I won like almost every game after that. So
here's what I'm doing. I'm hedging here and I'm looking for chump champ. I'm looking for 5th place.
Yeah. I mean, like that's a good goal to look for, I guess. But that's a goal that you aspire to have almost every year, except for when you win the national championship.
Exactly.
Right? You know what I mean? Like win the big one, the league championship.
Sure.
To us, it's a national championship, obviously. But I think that we'll see what happens here. We'll see what Josh's team shows up with this week, because I was looking at his team and he's got the Giants, he's got DeAndre Swift against Minnesota, and he's got Darrell Henderson. I mean, like. That's rough right there. That's not looking good. He's got Buffalo with Tyreek Hill, and then he's got CeeDee Lamb against the Giants. But man, it doesn't look good for you right now. I'll just say that. And
that's what I like to hear. Plus, here's the thing: Tyreek Hill's not going to score 3 touchdowns every game.
True. I mean, and he scored 47 week 1. He scored 47 now, and then let's look at the other games he had. The other games he had weren't as spectacular. It looks like he had 5 and 10. So he's a boom bust guy. He's going to have a ton. It just depends on whether they load up on him or they load up on Travis Kelce. It's like that's the game plan. Who are we going to take away?
But yeah, Hill just scored 3 touchdowns, and the Bills are going to be looking to stop him. So Kelce's going to get freed up.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let the big plays go as much as they did in Philadelphia for sure. So I think that's an upside situation for you. Let's see, who else do we have that's a good matchup this week? It looks like Patrick and. It looks a little unbalanced, but it's probably a lot closer than it looks. And then me and Chris going head to head. Looks like it could be. Hopefully, Cordell Patterson doesn't steal all Calvin Ridley's touchdowns this week, but it looks like it's going to happen again since he's not there.
He's not going to be there.
Yeah. So looks like that's take. He's like the new Derrick Henry for like the Falcons.
Sure.
Like, literally, I mean, doesn't he have like the same haircut, like the braid, like the one braid look thing too, or something like that? I mean, the dude looks like freaking Derrick Henry.
He looks like a monster on the fantasy score. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and he couldn't piss me off more stealing all Calvin Ridley's points,
Why do we need Calvin Ridley? We got Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, who the hell and where did Cordell Patterson come from?
Dude, he was on the Patriots for a while.
Yeah, I mean,
he was a kickoff returner,
he was
punt
a
returner
runner.
or something.
They were using him as a runner, and I think Arthur Smith was like, "That's my new Derrick Henry." Essentially, he was at the Titans last year when Derrick Henry was running the ball so much. It looks a lot of the same. He just got some passing going on out of the backfield with the running backs too, but they still look bad. I mean, anyway you slice it. So
next up is Pele. Pele's only projected 116, but he's also got a guy out, and he hadn't changed him, and it looks like he has no running backs that are going to start on his bench. Maybe I should reach out to him.
I mean, right now, yeah, he's got David Montgomery sitting out, but he's got some guys that can be fillers like Corey Davis or Waddle, something like that. He can throw in his flex real quick and get that going. So he's okay there. My worry is that you're playing Ferrari, so this dude's going to sneak in and beat you by like 100 to 100, to like 98.
Right.
You're going to score low, and Ferrari's going to score 110 points. And
Monday Night Miracle coming at you live.
Most definitely. So. But I think that pretty much sums up we got Mike in the Fudge Packer. He's back in it. His whole squad set up. He's at 110 points. So, that depends on if Christian McCaffrey plays. If he plays, then that score will obviously go up quite a bit.
So who deals Mike his first loss?
Who deals Mike his first loss? Well, let's look at the schedule here. I wish it was me, but that game's already gone. So. Let's see here.
He plays Cromer after this week.
He plays Cromer.
That could be a first.
That could be a first loss for him for sure. At any point now. His team's not going to blow up every week, so it's coming.
I don't know. He's done well with his Redskins squad.
He has. Logan Thomas is now gone. He just picked up a guy who's probably better. So out of the Buffalo Bills tight end.
He's going to score 20 off the waivers, what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then Mike Williams. Let's talk about him. He's doing great. And then how many points he scored? Like 2 last week or something like that? It's just Mike Williams stuff, really.
He picked him up off the waivers, and he paid, I think, $30 for him. And then bam, 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 Mike's blowing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
Mike was blowing up, and then he the last game he only had 2 points. So we'll see what happens there.
Could be cooling off. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, boys. Got a little feel good there. Got Mike Hendricks on the phone. Mike Hendricks' son on the phone. And he's rocking a 4-0 win. And we just wanted to get some thoughts from him before he, took his first loss. So, Mike, what's up, man? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, bro. I'm just riding a 4-0 win really high, and, I'm just glad to be here. So,
all right, first thought, thoughts about the league so far.
Well, my other league was kind of crumbling, so I'm really glad that, I got a chance to be in y'all's league, because y'all's league's awesome. The podcasts are awesome. Tom, you're awesome. It's just great.
Hey, thanks for that, man. I really, really appreciate, you being in the league and your contribution here. And, rolling on to the next question, how do you feel about being 4-0?
Well, it's tough. When you're a Redskins fan, you're not used to being 4-0, but it's one of those things. I just drafted a really good team, bunch of Redskins, and I've been dominating you fools left and right. You know what I mean?
Yes, you have, and congrats to you. We were hating on you for your Washington Washington football team affiliation, but you seem to be well ahead of the jabronis in Hate the Game League. So great job. Next question: how good did it feel for you to beat your friend Luke?
Oh, well, it really wasn't any big deal to me. I'm used to beating Luke at pretty much everything. Bowling, golf, archery, arm wrestling, just whatever. So, for me to just dominate Luke is just par for the course. It's just regular run-of-the-mill stuff between me and Luke.
I see. All right. Last question for this particular interview. Who are you most worried about facing in the league regular season?
Just based on my 4-0 schedule here, I'm not really worried about anybody in the league. I'm at the point now where I don't think anybody can beat me. Maybe Spencer's like a thought in the back of my mind, but, that's pretty much it.
Well, well done. And again, thanks for being in the league. I'll open it up to you. Do you want to, call your shot, talk any smack, belittle your next victim?
No, I'm just going to remain humble and, move on to a 5-0. If somebody's O has got to go, it's not going to be me. It's going to be Tom's, because Tom's due for a win.
Hey, man, thanks. I really, really appreciate that, and appreciate the call. So you enjoy your weekend, and we'll see what happens on Sunday.
All right, thanks, man. Later.
All right, everybody. I got Patrick Cromer in the house. He's got some stats and some stuff to discuss, so we're going to let him have his own segment for one time and one time only. Patrick, welcome.
What's up, HTG? How are y'all doing? I'm glad to be here. Glad to be part of the podcast today. I do have some stats. I have some numbers. I have some interesting thoughts that we can talk about as well. Don't know where I want to start. Maybe we'll start with Spencer. Spencer Barksdale, monster game by Spencer.
Monster team.
I'm afraid of him. I got to play him this week. Hopefully he got that all out of his system. We don't need 184 points.
You guys are both projected in like 136s, which is pretty stout. So
yeah, that's good. Like I said, I got some guys that haven't had their 40-point games. Spencer's going to tame down a little bit. We don't need any of that 185-point scoring going on. He would have been able to change most of our team names, and thank goodness we didn't play against him.
Right.
Heck, if he had played Luke, he would have beat him by nearly 100 points.
I was going to say.
What happens then?
Yeah, you don't ever get to change your name back.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, you got to get 2 wins in a row.
Right, something,
right?
yeah.
At least? Right, okay.
Spencer even had points on his bench that could have put him at 200.
200, right? Yeah, Tommy waffled one player, and it didn't even matter.
Sure. Must be nice.
Yeah, must be, right? So he's 2-2. I'm 2-2. Things are looking good for us. We are not worried. Everything's going to be all right for us. Okay?
Nice intro music. I see how it plays in now.
Yeah. So
I thought that was a direct line to me being 0-4, but now I see where you were going with that.
No. It's all about me right now. This is my segment, right? So I woke up in the morning after I whooped you, right? And I felt good. The sun was shining.
Saw 3 little birds out there. They were singing. It was good. Life is good.
Awesome.
So yeah, Tom. Yeah, that's tough, man. 0-4. One of my stats was 4. You know why?
Why?
Because you have 4 losses in a row, man.
What a brain buster
Oh
there.
yeah, right. That was a good easy one, right? And that's good because Mike's 4-0 also. You know, everything kind of has like a mirror image. If you look at our standings, we got a 4-0, we got 2 3-1s, we got 4 2-2s, then we got 2 1-3s, and then we got Mr. Tom Flowers right there at the bottom.
Bringing up the rear, 0-4.
Yeah, there's not very much room to go back down there. No place to go but up for you. Next number is 5. You know what that is?
No.
It's how many losses you're going to have after this week.
Oh, I see it's pile on Tom Day.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
No. I got one more number for you, Tom. You ready?
No.
Oh, it's too bad. 198.56. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
That is how many more points Spencer has than you in the league so far. Maybe 1 or 2 games and he'll double your score.
Yeah, you've really done your research on this one.
Yeah.
I'm glad you piped in with this stuff. This is interesting.
You're welcome, man. You know, we'll get Luke later in his conversion fan to
Sure.
crunch more numbers, and we'll see what happens with that. Surprises. Do we have any surprises this week? Well, what about Cody's Kenneth Gainwell? What the hell? How did he even do that? We're sitting over here trying to pick up people off the waiver wire. I'm throwing money on people I'm about to drop next week anyway. And then Cody comes along and says, no, I don't need your Panther player that you picked up. Chuba Hubbard.
Sure.
I tried to trade him that. He said, nah, I'm good. I'll get 20 out of Kenneth Gainwell. I mean,
How did he know that was going to happen? Gainwell hadn't done much.
yeah, what do you get? Like 4 points, 5 points, 2 points, and then 20-something points, something like that?
That's risky and ballsy at the same
Right.
time.
There's only one explanation for that.
What's that?
Josh Stokes. There's only one person that would have known that. Cody did not have the foresight for that move, okay? It's either luck or Josh.
You know, I don't understand why they don't like Miles Sanders there. They just don't like him. As soon as they get to the goal line, Gainwell, come on in and clean this up.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, number 26 isn't in anymore. That's good. That's good for me. Bad for Tom. Good for me. Good for the league. So anyway, yeah. Kenneth Gainwell. Good job, Cody. But you still lost. And you got a name change. What was his name change, Tom?
Fudge Packers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that makes sense, though. You know, Josh was always over there. They're really close. They're tight. They're always sending these
I see where you're going with
pictures.
this. Okay.
That's cool. No, Josh is straight. He's probably just the giver. So it's good. Okay, moving on. I guess we gotta say something about Mike, man. Good job, Mike. The undefeated. No tight end, no problem. Logan Thomas got him a big old goose egg. Didn't matter.
Sure.
Right? He just laid it on. He knew he was gonna win. And can we give Luke a thunder cookie for bringing Mike in and have it? Because we were wanting somebody who was going to be terrible.
Yeah, we
Right.
wanted fresh fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we thought he was when he was getting all the Washington Redskins players
Sure.
one after the other, but no, apparently he knows what he's doing. Give Luke a thunder cookie somewhere, not just because he's lost 2 in a row, but because he brought Mike in and Mike's whipping everybody's ass. So you're gonna have to beep that out, right?
No, we'll let that one roll.
Okay, that's good. Luke, 86 points in a game or two. I mean, if it keeps on going the same way, he's going to revert his team name back to Dumpster Fire or Hot Garbage or whatever it was. I don't know.
Hot garbage. Yeah.
Is that what it was? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's on a downhill slide. We're still both 2-2, but I'm high on the hog, high and mighty, living life, 2 in a row wins. Luke, he's 2 losses in a row. He disappeared. Have you noticed that off of the group thread?
Been pretty quiet on there. Mm-hmm. It was all glory and goodness from Luke on the group text, and then it was like,
Luke, you're gonna have to pick up that attitude, man. You're 2-2. You need to be happy like Cromer over here. Okay. You need to get in on this podcast too.
Sure.
I want to hear what you got to say, Luke.
Sure.
Rolling on. Let's see. Josh's regression. Oh man. Josh usually has such a good team. Last year, not so much. Something happened. Don't know what happened. This year, man, is he 1-3? He's 1-3 now.
1-3.
Oh man. So he had a close game. I mean, he could have beat Pele. Chris called me up and said, Josh should have started Kenny Galladay. And I was like, yeah, Chris, you're probably right. He probably could have started anybody on the waiver wire over his wide receivers, and he would have won the game. Congratulations, Pele, on your first W. Very nice job.
How about Pele with his Juan joke?
Juan, that was pretty bad, but we'll accept it. As long as he's trying to get in there and participate,
Sure,
we'll take it.
sure,
I
yeah.
like it. I like it. So you wouldn't know anything about Juans, though, would you?
No Juans over here, that's for sure.
Okay, all right. Okay, Ferrari. My goodness, this dude should be 1-3. He keeps on getting these Monday Night Miracles going on.
Yeah, it goes great with his name.
Yeah. He got me on the Monday Night Miracle. He got Josh on the Monday Night Miracle. And guess who he's got going on Monday night?
Who's that?
He's got Justin Tucker Monday night.
The leg.
I think he's playing against Pele. Good luck, Pele. You're going to need it, buddy. You need that luck of the Asian, buddy. More than ever.
Well, if you got Tuck out there kicking 50 and 60 yarders, yeah, I mean, he's like a wide receiver 2 or something like that.
66-yard field goal. I'll take it.
Sure.
All right. So, what else here? We got the name change for Cody. That's good. Makes sense. Let's talk about Chris. Chris, what is it? Rest in peace, Dobbins. And who did you pick up and plug in there? Cordero Patterson?
Yes, Cordero Patterson.
Who saw Cordero Patterson coming?
That's funny. I saw him on the waivers, saw he had a game that was really good. It's like, I wonder if I should pick him up. And, obviously I went with somebody else.
Right. Of course you would. Of course you would. So what do you get? 34 points?
Something like that, yeah.
34 points?
So he's like the guy there.
He's still lost, though.
Eh.
Chris, better not next week, okay, buddy? That's about it for me.
Well, Cromer, I'm glad you came in with some stats of the week. We really appreciate it. It's nice to have a different segment here, and your contribution is welcome anytime, as with all you other jabronis. If you got something you want to talk about, you got a segment you want to plug in here, just holler at me and let me know what you got. And if it's worthy of Hate the Game League podcast, we'll get you on there. If not, then we'll dump your ass. All right, boys. Have a good one. All right, guys, coming back at you. We're talking about drips, drips, and trips. Luke, what you got?
Man, I got several things. The first thing I'd like to start out is how I was tripping on my team. They're all pretty much not showing up right now, and I was like, man, I'm a lock, dude. I was like, after my first two games, I was like,
flying high,
dude, scoring about 150 points a game. I was like, woo-wee. I was like, I got a decent team. Calvin Ridley didn't show up. I was like, all these other people, Allen Robinson did. Doesn't matter. My guys are scoring. Last 2 weeks, I look like Tom's team.
Ooh, Tom must be really hurt by that comment.
Yeah, how do you feel, Tom? Let me move the mic over to you and tell me how you feel about that
Hey,
statement.
I'm surprisingly upbeat about the whole situation, and I'm just glad to be here, man. And you know what? People can come back from 0-4. I've watched you do it.
True. That's true. You got to get a win this week, though. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. Am I tripping? Okay, let's do this. Are you dripping or tripping this week? Are you going to get a win or are you going to get a loss? Like,
I'm dripping
dripping
against Josh.
I'm
Okay?
dripping, Josh. You better watch out, dude.
I'm feeling good about this week because I don't think I've ever gone 0-4. I don't think I've ever gone 0-5. And you can't lose them all, right?
Yeah, I mean, true. And Josh, you better cut the hair, man, because he's getting pretty comfortable with beating you this week. You know what I mean? Better trim it up. Yeah, better trim it up and get straight business, dude, on this guy this weekend. You know, so no mullets allowed.
Oh,
dude.
hey, if you want to party up top and business in the back, whatever. You know what I mean?
It's fine. Just don't do it against me on my week. You know, right? That's what Tom's saying. I think he's coming for you, man.
Sure.
More drips, man. Derrick Henry apparently is a drip. Wow, that dude just keeps going.
He's a monster. I was watching one of the highlights from last week, and he got the ball, and then all of a sudden he was at like 20 miles an hour.
That's crazy.
And his doo-doo roll was like blowing in
His
the wind
doo-doo
back there.
roll
And then he like stiff-armed 2 guys and trucked another guy and was still going. I was like, holy smokes.
He's got one of those foot-long Tootsie Rolls hanging out of the back of his helmet there. It's freaking ridiculous. That thing must stink, dude.
Yeah.
It must stink like crazy, man.
Dude.
Like, how do you even wash that thing, dude? You know, like, seriously. All right, who else is a trip? Terry McLaurin. My God, dude. 30 points in, like, back-to-back games? I mean, give me a break, dude. Like, whoo, that dude is just rolling.
This
man.
is the one time that I've seen where somebody was so like focused on their favorite team.
Yeah, and won.
And
it
they,
actually
and
worked.
they drafted those people, and then they were winning. Most of the time, they draft those people, and then they're like, why did I do this?
Yeah, like one of them goes off, you know, that's fine. But now, actually, he's limited to just a couple because now Logan Thomas is out for the year. He picked up the Buffalo Bills, so now he only has 2. He's got a running back, wide receiver, which, you know, seems fine to me. I mean, that I would do the same thing if I could. And then let's see here. Oh, and let's see where Tom. Let's move on to the next person here. Who else is dripping and tripping? Tom is tripping on Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell. Apparently.
Sure. So I'm tripping on Miles Sanders because they don't like him in Philly, man.
Yeah,
Obviously, hey, look, you run the ball down here, you catch the ball, you get it down here. We put in Gainwell.
We put in Gainwell. He gains well.
So here's what I'm trying to figure out. And I've been watching this because I saw Cody pick up Gainwell. I was like, oh, he's just getting some insurance there in case Miles goes down.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm playing him.
Not
Puts him
true,
in.
yeah.
Puts him in, and then 21 points.
Yeah. I mean, dude, we were talking about this before. Like, Miles Sanders jukes everybody on the team, runs down about 50 yards, and they're like, it's time to put in the Gainwell.
Sure.
And Snipers, how many touchdowns from you this last week?
At least 1, maybe 2.
Maybe 2? Let's look at that and find out, man. Like,
He had 1 touchdown rushing, and he had 6 receptions for 58 yards.
Okay, so how does he have 6 receptions when you have Miles Sanders, the guy that is a great pass catcher and just kills it? How are you gonna like get in Gainwell for 6 catches? I guess they didn't see it coming. They don't see it coming with Gainwell, I think is what it is. You know what I mean?
So here's something pretty interesting right now. McCaffrey, for Cody's team, has got a Q by his name. Also projected 28.6 points.
I've never seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen anybody projected for 28 points. Have you seen that? I mean, you're dripping on that for sure. Like, you got like 2 players there, literally.
Wow.
I mean, that's nuts, man. Like,
The only one I see that high is Josh Allen at 26 points.
yeah, I will say this. Cooper Kupp on my team has almost 24 points.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he's a receiver, which should score more, but I mean, goodness gracious, man. You know what I mean? 28 points. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is obviously a stud, obviously dripping. It's just, it is what it is. Maybe we should talk about the Chiefs, dude. They're tripping.
Oh, man.
They are What are they doing over in Kansas City? And maybe we need to call Andy Reid and do like a cameo of what the fuck are you doing?
Maybe we need to go almost Andy Reid.
Almost Andy Reid. Look, can we find a guy that looks like Andy Reid to tell us why they're doing so shitty?
We can.
I mean, like, seriously.
Did you watch
doing
that cameo?
so bad.
Did you watch that
of course I
cameo?
watched the cameo. The cameo was awesome. It's probably like the best cameo I've ever seen.
That was
Literally.
great.
Wasn't it great?
It was
That
awesome.
cameo was dripping, dude.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt about it. It was dripping. Like, it was crazy. I did not expect that much from Andy Reid, but dude, we need to do more cameos. Maybe we get to know him, and maybe we get to like come and hang out with him and
Dude.
see what's up. Because he seemed like he would be cool with like hanging out with a bunch of fantasy footballers.
Well,
like us,
and
man.
that's kind of what I was telling Cromer. I was like, dude, we need to just hit this guy up every 2 weeks, tell him what's going on with the league, and get him to cameo. Because I mean, it was awesome.
$25, dude. I mean, you're kidding me, right?
Yeah.
Like $25, we give him an update, and like we possibly make it a reoccurring thing where you know what I mean, like where it's like, hey, yeah, what's up, dude? You know, Andy Reid talks about our podcast every couple weeks.
Sure.
What does Andy Reid do for your team?
Exactly.
You know, like for your league.
And
right?
I think after this week, you know, maybe I get my first win and get to change my team name. We can contact him. And be like,
Whoa! Pump the brakes, dude. Pump the brakes on that win talk, dude. You're trying to sneak that in there, but I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, your face and your eyes are great. They were like, hold up, Tom, you're getting a little ahead of yourself.
Yeah, you got to hold up on that, man. He tried to sneak that one in on me, dude. I hope he wins. Not for because I don't like Josh. Obviously, like, you know, I own Josh where I come in fantasy football, but you know, he doesn't have any wins yet, Josh. So I kind of have to root for him. It's nothing to do with our friendship.
I'm
but
cool with taking the sympathy card at
he
this
tried
point.
to sneak it in. He tried to sneak it in. Did not work on me. I was like, whoa, pump them brakes. If he does win, maybe he'll win by more than 50 points and he'll get to change his name. And then we can tell Andy Reid that that the Chiefs don't suck.
Ooh. Maybe I can change Josh's team name to Chiefs Suck. And then we pop that on Andy Reid and he can roll in on Josh, put that whammy on him. You know
That
what I
would
mean?
be nice, dude, because the whammy is definitely on you right now, dude. You got the whammy before Andy Reid calls. After Andy Reid does the cameo,
Double whammy.
double whammy, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you're doubling up on it. And, you know, I really wish that we could do some more cameos with that dude, because who knows, man? You know what I mean? Do some cameos. He gets to do them reoccurringly. And then all of a sudden, we got our own spokesperson out of Andy Reid for the Hate the Game League.
Sure,
You know?
sure.
So I kind of like that idea, especially since it's so cheap. You know what I mean? It seemed like it was pretty cheap. It was only $25.
And he went over and above. I mean, it was several minutes long. It was great.
He was the best cameo yet, for sure. I mean, like 5 solid minutes of cameo action.
And some trash talk. And, you know, one of my favorite parts is he was like, I don't know why you changed your name to Chiefs Suck. You know what? You suck.
Yeah. It was so good. You can tell how blue collar that dude is. You know what I mean?
And he keeps like pushing up his glasses with his hand with his Super Bowl ring on
The
there.
Super Bowl ring, just flashing it. You know what I mean? Just like it's because he couldn't get one for so long, man. He finally got one. That thing just like he's like, I'm done, man. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why the Chiefs are like sucking so bad this year.
So do you think that they have the same hangover from winning as I do?
Maybe so, man. I think that's a relevant question. I mean, I think that's definitely relevant, seeing as you're 0-4 right now. Don't you think? I mean, like, the hangover is real, dude.
It is.
I feel like it's real. It's not. Don't let it happen to you, because it happened to me and Tom.
It's already happened.
It happened to you. It happened to you and me, dude. Right? So
Cromer got it too.
Cromer got it too. Yeah, we just got secure in what we believe. We were like, I know this shit. I won, man. How could things go wrong?
Well, right? I think I made a mistake. Well, I know I made a mistake, but I had kind of like predetermined through some pre-drafts that I was going to get these certain guys, and I didn't adjust my draft strategy as these other people were coming off the table, which is a mistake. So you guys learn from me going forward. Don't do that.
Winning championships makes you last place next year. Don't do that, right? I mean, like, I lived through it. You're now living through it. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition, but it looks like it looks pretty bad, man. You know
I'm
what I
okay.
mean?
I'm okay.
We'll see. You might get a W on me when you play me if my team keeps pooping out scores of 90. You know what I mean? Then
you had an 86, so calm down there. You tried to sneak in a 90 there. You didn't have a 90.
Sneak in a 90, dude. That's true. I respectfully take that back. You know what I mean? Like you tried to squeeze in the W. I see what you're doing there. That's fine, man. A little hatred towards me because I was talking bad about your team. You know what I mean? I totally get it, man. I totally
Don't
get it.
church it up, Derek.
Yeah. Don't church it up, dude. Hey, save me some of that corn for later.
Hey, take it easy.